If you're listening to this, it means you paused for a moment, and that matters. Take a breath. You don't need to rush right now. This message is here to remind you that no matter how heavy things feel, you are still moving forward, even if you can't see it yet. Life doesn't always change loudly. Sometimes it changes quietly, slowly, while you keep showing up. You don't need to have everything figured out today. You only need to keep going. Every step you've taken so far counts, even the ones made in doubt, even the ones made while tired. You are allowed to feel exhausted and still be strong. You are allowed to rest without quitting. Remember this: progress is not erased by pauses, and growth does not stop just because today feels difficult. You've survived things you once thought you couldn't, and that strength is still inside you. The future is not asking you to be perfect, it's asking you to be consistent. Keep choosing yourself, even in small ways. Keep believing, even when belief feels quiet. This moment will pass, just like the others did, and when it does, you'll realize you were becoming stronger the entire time. Stay here, stay steady, stay kind to yourself. You're not behind. You're not failing. You're building. And that is enough for now. After the decision to not quit is made, the real work begins, because motivation is temporary but discipline is permanent, and life will always test whether you truly meant what you decided in your strongest moment. There will be days when you wake up full of energy and belief, and there will be days when everything feels heavy, unclear, and exhausting, and those difficult days are not a sign that you are failing, they are proof that you are walking the path of growth. Discipline is the quiet agreement you make with yourself to keep going even when excitement disappears, because success is never built on feelings alone, it is built on habits repeated again and again. Every time you show up without being pushed, without being praised, without being noticed, you are strengthening something inside you that cannot be taken away: self-respect. When you keep your promises to yourself, even the small ones, you begin to trust yourself, and that trust becomes confidence. Life does not reward intensity once in a while, it rewards consistency over time. You don't need to do everything today, but you do need to do something. One step taken every day will always defeat one giant step taken once and then abandoned. Discipline teaches you patience, and patience teaches you mastery. You may feel like your progress is slow, but slow progress is still progress, and progress compounds quietly until one day it becomes visible to everyone. Most people quit not because they can't continue, but because they underestimate how close they are to a breakthrough. The moment you feel like stopping is often the moment right before things begin to change. Discipline is choosing the future you want over the comfort you have right now. It is choosing growth over excuses, effort over avoidance, and commitment over convenience. When you continue despite discomfort, you are telling life that you are serious, and life responds to seriousness with opportunity. The road will not always be clear, and results will not always be immediate, but every disciplined action is shaping a version of you that can handle success, responsibility, and freedom. You are becoming stronger in ways you cannot yet see, and one day you will look back and realize that the days you wanted to quit but didn't were the days that changed everything. Keep moving, keep building, keep honoring your decision, because the discipline you practice today is creating the life you will be proud of tomorrow. As you move forward on your journey, there will come a phase where life begins to test not just your effort, but your faith in yourself. This is the stage where challenges feel heavier, progress feels slower, and doubt starts speaking louder than confidence. Many people stop here, not because they lack ability, but because they misunderstand this phase. This is not the point where you are failing, this is the point where you are being shaped. Life tests you to see whether you will retreat or rise stronger. Strength is not about never feeling fear or doubt, it is about continuing even when those feelings exist. You must understand that feeling uncertain does not mean you are on the wrong path. It often means you are stepping outside your comfort zone, and growth always lives there. Every obstacle you face is developing emotional strength, patience, and clarity within you. You are learning how to stand firm without external validation, how to keep moving without constant reassurance. This phase builds inner stability, the kind that cannot be shaken by opinions, delays, or setbacks. When things don't work out immediately, remind yourself that preparation is happening behind the scenes. Life is aligning you with lessons before rewards. You may not see results yet, but you are gaining wisdom, resilience, and validation. When you develop patience, you stop reacting emotionally to every obstacle and start responding with clarity and purpose. You realize that setbacks are temporary, but quitting creates permanent regret. Stay grounded. Stay focused on your process, not just the outcome. You are building something that lasts, not something that fades quickly. One day, the results will arrive all at once, and they will come because you stayed patient when giving up felt easier. This chapter is not about speed, it is about stability. And stability is what allows success to remain when it finally comes. As your journey continues, you will reach a stage where external support becomes quiet. The encouragement fades, the recognition slows down, and the only voice you hear consistently is your own. This is where true self-belief is formed. Real confidence is not created when people are cheering for you, it is created when you keep moving forward without applause. In this phase, you learn how to trust yourself deeply, even when results are delayed and validation is missing. Many people depend on motivation from others, but that dependence becomes a weakness over time. Strength grows when you become your own source of belief. You begin to understand that approval is optional, but commitment is essential. This stage teaches you how to stand alone without feeling lonely, how to work quietly without needing attention, and how to stay focused without constant reassurance. You realize that your value does not increase or decrease based on opinions. The work you do in silence builds an inner stability that cannot be shaken by criticism or doubt. Every day you show up without being seen, you prove to yourself that your goals matter enough to fight for, even in isolation. This quiet consistency creates an unbreakable mindset. You stop needing permission to grow. You stop waiting for signs to continue. You move forward because you believe in the direction you chose. This is where discipline becomes personal and purpose becomes clear. When challenges arise, you don't panic, because you trust your preparation. When progress feels slow, you don't quit, because you trust your path. Self-belief at this level is calm, grounded, and powerful. It doesn't shout, it stands firm. One day, people will notice your results and assume you were always confident, but only you will know the truth, that your confidence was built during the quiet days when no one was watching and you still refused to stop. This chapter transforms you from someone who hopes to succeed into someone who knows they will. Keep building in silence. Keep trusting yourself. This belief you are developing now will carry you through every future challenge and into the life you are working so hard to create, a foundation of resilience that will support you through any obstacle. This chapter teaches you that growth is a continuous process, not a destination. It's about becoming comfortable with the uncomfortable and finding joy in the journey rather than just the destination. As you embrace the unknown, you become more adaptable, more creative, and more confident in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. You start to see that every hurdle is an essential part of your success story, and every moment of discomfort is a step toward the life you are meant to live. At this stage of your journey, something important begins to change inside you. You may not notice it immediately, but you are no longer reacting to life the way you once did. The chaos around you does not control your emotions as easily, and the pressure that once overwhelmed you now feels manageable. This is the phase where inner calm is born. Calm is not weakness, and it is not the absence of problems, it is the strength to remain steady when problems arise. You begin to understand that focus is your greatest asset. When your energy is scattered, progress feels slow, but when your focus is clear, even small actions create powerful momentum. This chapter teaches you how to protect your peace without losing your ambition. You learn that not every battle deserves your energy, and not every opinion deserves your attention. Your goals require clarity, and clarity requires discipline of the mind. As you grow, distractions will try to pull you away, noise, comparisons, fear, and unnecessary urgency, but you are learning how to stay centered. Staying calm allows you to make better decisions, respond thoughtfully, and move with intention instead of impulse. You realize that real confidence is quiet. It does not need to prove itself. It does not rush. It simply continues. This phase also teaches you patience with yourself. You stop being harsh about slow progress and start respecting the process. When setbacks happen, you recover faster, because you trust your ability to adjust and move forward. Calmness gives you endurance. Focus gives you direction. Together, they make you unshakable. You are no longer controlled by emotions of the moment, you are guided by long-term vision. This chapter is about mastery of your attention, your reactions, and your inner state. Life will still test you, but you are now equipped to face those tests without losing balance. The strength you are developing here will carry you through the most demanding moments of your future. Stay steady. Stay focused. Keep moving with purpose. You are not just chasing success anymore, you are becoming someone who can sustain it. At this stage of your journey, you begin to recognize a powerful truth: you are no longer just working to change your life, you are becoming someone others can look up to. Leadership does not begin with authority or titles, it begins with responsibility for your own actions, mindset, and direction. The discipline, patience, and resilience you have built are now shaping you into a person who moves with intention and confidence. You understand that real power is not about controlling others, but about mastering yourself. This chapter is about owning that power without arrogance and carrying it with humility. You no longer wait for permission to act or validation to continue. You trust your judgment because it has been shaped by experience, struggle, and consistency. Challenges no longer intimidate you, they inform you. When obstacles appear, you don't retreat, you assess, adapt, and advance. This phase teaches you accountability. You stop blaming circumstances and start shaping outcomes. Leadership begins the moment you accept full responsibility for your growth and your future. You also become more aware of your influence. Your actions, discipline, and attitude speak louder than your words. Whether you realize it or not, people notice consistency, calm under pressure, and quiet confidence. You lead by example, not by force. This chapter also reminds you that leadership requires balance. You must stay grounded while aiming higher. You must stay disciplined while remaining compassionate. You must stay strong while remaining adaptable. Power without balance becomes ego, but power guided by purpose becomes impact. You are learning how to carry success without losing yourself. This phase prepares you for larger responsibilities and bigger opportunities. Life gives more to those who have proven they can handle more. You are no longer preparing for the journey, you are in it. The growth you have achieved is real, and the growth ahead will demand even more focus and clarity. Stand tall in this phase. Own your progress. Accept your role. You are not following the path anymore, you are helping define it. Keep moving forward with integrity and purpose, because this chapter marks the moment you truly step into your power. Reaching this stage means something important: you are no longer just dreaming, planning, or preparing. You are in the phase where finishing strong matters more than starting fast. Many people begin with excitement, but very few carry that commitment all the way to the end. This chapter is about endurance, clarity, and maturity. You have already faced doubt, discomfort, silence, pressure, and delay, and you are still standing. That alone proves that you are capable of more than you once believed. Now the challenge is to stay steady, not to rush, and not to lose focus just because the finish line feels closer. When people sense progress, they often become impatient, but impatience can undo what discipline built. This phase teaches you to respect the process until the very end. You learn that consistency matters even more when results start appearing. You remain humble, grounded, and focused, because real strength does not need to announce itself. You understand that success is not a single moment, but a responsibility that requires character. In this stage, distractions may increase, expectations may rise, and pressure may feel heavier, but your mindset is different now. You don't panic. You don't compare. You don't doubt your path. You trust the work you have done. You trust the habits you have built. You trust yourself. This chapter is about finishing with integrity. Integrity, doing the right things even when no one is watching, staying disciplined even when things get easier, and staying focused even when comfort becomes tempting. You realize that the final stages of growth are not about intensity, but about control. Calm effort. Clear thinking. Purposeful action. You move forward without forcing outcomes, knowing that what is meant for you will arrive through patience and preparation. This phase shapes you into someone who can handle success without losing direction. You are no longer chasing validation, you are building stability. You are no longer proving yourself, you are honoring your commitment. The journey has changed you, and now it is time to complete it with strength, awareness, and confidence. Keep moving. Stay steady. Finish what you started. This chapter is not the end, it is the foundation for everything that comes next. At this stage, you will realize that fear is not the enemy, hesitation is. Fear exists in everyone's life, but it only gains power when you let it control your decisions. You have already endured challenges, built discipline, and strengthened your mindset, and now life asks you to step into the unknown with confidence. This is the phase where courage becomes more than a word, it becomes a practice. You begin to understand that fear will never completely disappear, but your ability to act despite fear is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who remain in comfort. Every time you move forward while afraid, you are rewriting the limits of your potential. You are training your mind to see opportunity instead of danger, to see growth instead of risk, and to see lessons instead of failures. At this stage, hesitation will try to slow you down, doubts will whisper questions, and uncertainty will tempt you to pause, but you are stronger now. You trust your preparation, your vision, and your persistence. You know that waiting for the perfect moment is a trap, the perfect moment will never arrive. Action in the presence of fear is what creates transformation. You also begin to notice how your courage inspires others. People around you sense your strength, your calm, and your clarity, and it motivates them to push beyond their own limits. This is a critical chapter in your journey, because stepping beyond fear teaches you independence, self-trust, and resilience. You stop seeking approval from anyone outside yourself. You stop comparing yourself to others. You move forward because you know your path, and your path is meaningful. Every choice you make without hesitation builds momentum that fear cannot stop. The more you act, the smaller fear becomes, and the more confident you grow. By embracing fear instead of avoiding it, you discover that it is actually a guide pointing toward the areas where your greatest growth lies. Keep stepping forward. Keep trusting yourself. At this stage, you begin to realize that talent alone is not enough to achieve lasting success. What separates those who reach their dreams from those who fall short is the ability to focus relentlessly and persist through every obstacle. Your mind is your most powerful tool, and the way you direct it determines the results you will achieve. Distraction, doubt, and fear are constant challenges, but learning to maintain focus despite them is what creates unstoppable momentum. Persistence ensures that even when progress seems slow or invisible, your effort compounds over time into meaningful change. Each day you dedicate yourself to consistent action, no matter how small, you are building strength, confidence, and mastery. You begin to see that setbacks are not failures, they are feedback, guiding you toward better strategies, smarter decisions, and deeper self-awareness. This chapter teaches you patience, because growth rarely appears overnight. It also teaches you resilience, because every time you continue despite difficulty, your inner strength grows stronger. Focus and persistence together create a force that cannot be stopped. You stop worrying about comparison, criticism, or temporary discomfort, because your attention is fully aligned with your goals. You understand that every step matters, even those that seem insignificant, because consistent effort is the seed from which extraordinary results grow. At this stage, you also learn to protect your energy and prioritize what truly matters. Not every opportunity, challenge, or distraction deserves your attention. By keeping your mind clear and your actions disciplined, you maximize your potential for success. This is the phase where you move confidently, knowing that the life you desire is being built not by luck, but by deliberate, persistent action. Every moment of focus, every choice to continue despite resistance, and every decision to act rather than wait is shaping the person you are becoming. Stay consistent. Stay patient. Stay focused. Keep moving forward, because the combination of persistence and clarity is the ultimate foundation for lasting achievement, and your future self will thank you for the effort and discipline you are putting in right now. At this stage of your journey, you begin to understand a powerful truth: breakthroughs do not happen to those who wait for perfect conditions or instant results. Breakthroughs come to those who refuse to quit, no matter how long the path seems or how heavy the obstacles feel. You have already endured challenges, faced doubt, and overcome fear, and now your persistence and patience are about to pay off. Every small effort you make, every moment you choose action over hesitation, compounds into momentum that eventually becomes unstoppable. The key is to remain committed even when results are invisible. Many people give up just before their breakthrough, not realizing how close they actually are. Progress often occurs quietly, behind the scenes, in ways that are not immediately visible, but that does not mean it is not happening. The work you are doing now is building your strength, your resilience, and your skill set, preparing you for success that will last. At this stage, mindset is everything. You learn to see obstacles as stepping stones rather than barriers. You understand that failure is not defeat but feedback, guiding you toward better strategies, wiser decisions, and greater clarity. The more you persist, the more confident you become in your ability. Handle whatever comes next. You also begin to appreciate the journey itself, not just the destination. Each challenge, each struggle, each moment of doubt is shaping you into someone capable of sustaining long-term success. This is the point where focus, discipline, and action converge to create transformation. Keep moving forward, even when it feels slow. Keep trusting the process, even when progress seems invisible. Every effort, no matter how small, is a brick in the foundation of your future. Breakthrough is not magic, it is the result of consistent action, resilience, and unwavering belief. Continue your journey with courage and persistence, because the life you are building is closer than you think, and every step you take now is bringing it within reach. As your journey progresses, you begin to see that consistency is the ultimate differentiator between fleeting effort and lasting achievement. Many people work hard for a while, give their best for a short period, and then stop when challenges arise or motivation fades. But true growth is built on habits maintained over time, repeated actions that may seem small today but compound into extraordinary results tomorrow. This phase of your journey teaches you to trust the process, even when immediate outcomes are not visible. You start to understand that the effort you put in today, the discipline you practice, and the choices you make repeatedly are laying the foundation for the life you desire. Challenges will continue to appear, but consistency allows you to face them with confidence rather than frustration. You learn that results are rarely instant, progress often occurs quietly, behind the scenes, in ways that are not immediately measurable. Still, every small action matters. Each decision to continue, each moment of persistence, and each refusal to quit builds momentum. You also discover the importance of focus. Consistency is not just about doing the same thing repeatedly, it is about doing the right things, with intention and awareness, day after day. By mastering consistency, you build trust in yourself, and that trust becomes confidence, resilience, and clarity. You stop reacting impulsively to setbacks and distractions, because you know that your long-term path is stronger than any temporary obstacle. This chapter reminds you that greatness is not the result of luck, sudden inspiration, or short bursts of effort. It is the product of daily choices, patience, and repeated action. When you commit to consistency, even small steps create unstoppable momentum, and over time, those steps accumulate into extraordinary achievement. Keep showing up. Keep moving. Keep acting, even when the results seem invisible. Every moment of consistent effort, every decision to persist, is shaping a future where your potential becomes reality. Trust the process, honor your discipline, and understand that consistency is the bridge between your dreams and your actual success. The life you are building is not a matter of chance, it is the product of your unwavering dedication and repeated, focused action. At this stage of your journey, you begin to understand that transformation does not happen in moments of comfort or ease, it happens in the struggle. Every challenge you have faced, every fear you have confronted, and every doubt you have overcome has been preparing you for this point. True change is not sudden, it is the result of countless small actions, decisions, and choices that compound over time. The person you are becoming is forged in these moments when giving up seems easier than pushing forward. This phase teaches you that discomfort is not a signal to retreat but an invitation to grow. You begin to see that every setback contains a lesson, every obstacle contains an opportunity, and every struggle contains the seed of your future strength. The key now is to stay committed to the process, even when results feel distant, and to act with purpose even when motivation wanes. You realize that perseverance is